I just want to apologise for the choppy camera work throughout this video. Typical that it would actually be fine now, whilst it doesn't really matter. Anyway, feel free to listen to this as a sort of podcast, if you will. Just simply because the camera may be a little bit off-putting. But if you stick through the camera and watch it through the end, then I appreciate you. Okay? Let's get on with the video. What's going on, guys? Your man, the FIFA Boss here, GPS555, whatever you want to know me as. Yeah, today we're just going to be going through my life story. I've wanted to do this for a while now where I just went to the camera and I'm home alone, and I thought, what better time to do this now after this 6-1 victory that England just had, which, by the way, round of 16, incredible. So yeah, let's go right back to the beginning when I was about, I want to say like 3 or 4 years old, and basically I've had this syndrome. It's the George syndrome all my life, and it's basically, how can I describe it? So it gives me like a lack of concentration, hence why I can't really focus on anything too much, and I have quite a short attention span, and it's not really my fault. Like, I want to listen to the conversation that's happening, I want to, work hard and get what I want, basically, by working hard for it, but, I've just never been able to, so that's a pretty shit situation to begin with. Now, when I was about 3 to 4, I started having like these throat problems, and I had like eating problems. Not necessarily that I would be eating a lot, but quite the opposite. Actually, I would literally be eating nothing, and pretty much the only thing that I would eat were packets of Wotsits. So completely forgot to actually mention this whilst recording, hence why this has been thrown in at a random part. However, the reason why I'm as big as I am is because I physically cannot eat fruit and veg. Like, I've had an eating disorder for so many years now, ever since I was a child, and yeah, I've just never been able to eat fruit and veg. Like, I always just gag it back up, and obviously you need fruit and veg to be healthy, but I just physically cannot eat it, and that's why I'm huge, basically. Anyway, on with the segment. It's a Wotsits, believe it or not. Not really too sure why that was a thing. I still don't necessarily have that answer to this day, but yeah, it was a really shit situation for me, and then, as you would imagine, I was actually really skinny, but again, it was like 3 or 4 years old, and I just literally couldn't eat anything. So, couple of years, well, not really a couple of years, but around about the same period, I also had to have an operation on me so I could have my tonsils out, and I also had a hearing issues, and I wasn't a healthy baby, not because of weight, but just simply because I had other things going on. So yeah, fast forward, I had a pretty decent childhood, no abusive parents or anything like that. They actually loved me, they cared for me, as parents normally should do. Sorry for the choppy camera, by the way, I'm really not too sure why. I'm saying a 30% CPU usage, that's really shit. Yeah, sorry about that, that would explain the choppiness. Anyway, where were we? So yeah, my childhood was decent. I had a house, I lived in a house in Hook Norton. That was the house that was my first house, basically. And then, after Hook Norton, it was a place in Banbury, where I live just on the outskirts of Banbury now, And yeah, so the Banbury house, that's where I spent probably about 3-4 years of my childhood there, and it was a really nice house. Well, it was alright, you know, it did the job. I mean, it was just a normal family house, to be honest. And obviously I'm not going to complain with that, you know, we had security, money-wise, like, we never really struggled, you know, we were just a regular family. And, yeah, all was good, basically. And then we moved into my present house, where I am at right now, and I've been there ever since. And this house is amazing, and I couldn't be more grateful for where I live. Anyway, moving on to the bad shit, delaying the inevitable here. Basically, around about 2013, I would say, my father, David, he was addicted to alcohol. It was a really bad situation, and kind of spiraled out of control to the point in 2014 where unfortunately he had acquired alcohol poisoning, and he unfortunately passed away early 2014, around about February. I'm not really too sure myself, but I think that kind of screwed my I don't know really what to call it, but like my motivation, I think. I've been doing nothing, pretty much. Like, I've been doing what I'm doing, sitting in my room, playing video games, looking at social media for the past 4 years now. Obviously I've been trying to do other things like college, and that's another reason why I didn't go through with the college, is because of my DiGeorge syndrome. I just couldn't focus at all. So yeah, it just kind of, I mean, obviously, people deal with grief in, like, so many different ways, and I think just doing the same thing over and over again sort of, kind of drew me further away from reality, if that makes sense. So, like, if I just kept on going on, reality wouldn't really hit me and I would be fine. I think that was my mentality, and possibly still is to this day, hence why I'm still doing the same thing. And yeah, it was hard. I mean, I literally didn't even play video games for the first couple of weeks as soon as I got the news. And yeah, it also happened to fall under the exam period as well. Because, like, although the exam period was in May and my father passed away in February, I think I was still massively hit. And I just didn't want to focus on school at all. Just because I thought, like, what was the point? You know? Yeah, I'm not really, like, too sure why I didn't want to focus on school, and also the fact that I kind of couldn't as well. But it was a shit situation all round, and yeah, I do regret not paying more attention. I mean, we had to get more teachers out for, like, extra tuition. That didn't really help as well. And at one point, it got to the stage where the, like, head teacher at the school and her associate literally had to drive me to the exam hall because I just wouldn't get up in the morning, and, you know, they just had to pretty much force me to go there, even though I didn't really want it to, just because I know that I wasn't going to do great anyway, and my grades show it. So yeah, that was a really bad time. And then nothing really bad happened until my mum found a new boyfriend in 2015, roughly. I mean, at first, he seemed nice. He was quite a quiet guy, you know, kind of kept to himself. He had a job at Iceland, so he would do that, come back, and then go bike it. I mean, he was a little bit of a fitness craze person, so he was always doing something active outside of work. And he liked to drink as well. So every night he'd go to the pub, have a couple, and he'd come back a little bit tipsy. Now, one night he lashed out at me, and he just started abusing me verbally, and it was not nice. I mean, people verbally abusing you in real life for malicious reasons really isn't nice in the first place, let alone be it someone that you live with. So, I kind of just glossed over the situation because he was a little bit drunk at the time. Well, actually, he was quite a bit drunk at the time, of course. And, yeah. So I just kind of glossed over that, and nothing really happened until 2016, June the 4th. Basically, I had gone down to London by myself because I really wanted to see AC/DC live with Axl Rose, and everything was fine. I met Angus Young, that was pretty much the best day of my life, and then of course I also got to see him and the band perform live the next day, so that was a really cool experience for me. That's not, nothing can take that away from me. And then it was around about 10 p.m, 11 p.m. at night, where the concert had finished. Everyone was rushing for the trains, there were miles and miles of crowds. In fact, I actually have some footage of that very night on my phone, so maybe I'll include them at the end of this segment. Not too sure yet, but we shall see. So, yeah, there were just miles and miles of people. I was really trying to get home to my train because basically I had booked a hotel for one night, for the 3rd to the 4th. On the 3rd, I met Angus Young. It was about 1 a.m, so I really needed a hotel, and, I got one. I pre-booked, so I had one in the first place. But I only had enough money for the one night of the hotel. Well, actually, that's not strictly true because I had money for another night, and I tried booking with cash in the actual hotel itself on the day of the concert, so the 4th. And I didn't actually have my passport on me, which apparently you needed to book a extra night with cash. So maybe if I had my passport, the whole incident could have been avoided. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, it was about 10 p.m. at night. I had missed the final train home, and basically I was just stranded in London. I had no hotels. I had my luggage, I had my laptop and my phone, and that was it. I had pretty much nothing else. I had a little bit of money left over, so it wasn't the worst situation in the world, but it was pretty shit. Nevertheless, so I was stranded in London. I had no idea what to do, so I don't know why, but my first natural instinct was to phone my mum at home and ask if she could come and pick me up. Now, bear in mind, I live in Oxfordshire, and obviously Oxfordshire to London, it's quite the way away, and this was like at 1 a.m. at night. 1 a.m? Timeline's a little bit fuzzy, but it's between the 10 and 1 a.m. period. 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. period. So yeah, she really reluctantly accepts to come and pick me up because I had nothing else that would get me home, Sure, I could wait the rest of the day, but I truly wanted to get home because staying outside in London isn't really the best place to be. So yeah, I kind of just chilled around in London for up until about 4 a.m. when, actually it was more 4:30, 5 a.m. when my mum arrived and picked me up, which I'm still grateful for to this day, because I realised now that was such a stupid thing to ask my mum to do that. I'm pretty sure she had work the next day as well, so the fact that she went out of her way to do that for me was just amazing. So yeah, that happened. The drive back was fine. However, when we arrived back, I don't know, everything seemed fine at first. Like, you know, we went through the front door, expected like nothing had occurred, and then I was the last person to enter into the door, but I heard like, I don't know what to call it, like a shriek, I think. And then basically I went into my kitchen. So the door is down here. So the door to the kitchen is down here on, you know, on the bottom floor. You walk this way, and then the double doors. So we have double doors this way leading out to our garden. I looked out the double doors, and I saw just shades of glass on the floor, and along with like our personal items, and my mum's boyfriend had thrown everything out of the window, basically on a drunken rampage. I think because he wanted some time alone with my mum or something. I've no idea. But yeah, my iMac, my Gibson SG guitar, that broke, so we had to get a replacement in. I mean, the compensation that we got from the police really didn't add up to the actual total amount lost. It was quite shit. But yeah, everything was just thrown out. There was blood on the walls from where he obviously cut himself. Yeah, that's... It was really bad. I'm pretty sure he's still... he had a couple of incidents... Well, we had a couple of incidents, actually, where he just kept on stalking us constantly. It was actually getting quite scary, because we just didn't feel safe in our own house. And that's never a fun time. And, yeah, I don't really know where to end this off, really. But that's pretty much my life story. So the reason why I don't drink is because of my father had alcohol poisoning, and that just completely put me off the booze. And yeah, there's also a little Easter egg, if you will. If you scroll through my Twitter timeline, you will notice that there are literally zero, there may be one or two, I'm not too sure, but there are basically 0 pictures of my iMac, because the screen has cracks everywhere. I'm actually a little relieved to say that, because now I'm going to start, I'm basically just going to start showing you what I'm doing on my iMac, because now you know the whole thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think that I've actually been able to talk like this for a while, where I just went out to the camera. I have, like, my vocabulary range really isn't that good, hence why you keep on hearing me say, like, the generic, yeah man, that's awesome, or good shit dudes, or, you know, just generic stuff. And I don't really go into, like, long paragraphs when discussing football, for example, or just any other topics. Yeah, it's just simply because I can't. You know, I can't express myself fully. I want to, but I just can't. So that's a really shit thing that I have to deal with as well. But I'm trying to expand my range for as much as I can. Every time I learn a new word, I basically try and use it in, like, a discussion at some point, whether it be on Twitter or in real life, and I just try to get the feel for the word and, you know, expand it to my vocabulary range. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it from me. I may include the footage on my phone from the night in 2016, I'm not too sure yet. We shall see. Anyway, I've been the FIFA boss, GPS555, no idea what channel I'm uploading this on, probably 555. Yeah, I'm out. Thank you for pulling up with my shit, I really do appreciate it. And again, there's a reason I act the way I act on Twitter. There's a reason I am who I am, and you guys just gotta put up with it. So, with that being said, boys, I'm out. Peace. Right, iPhone time. I am currently at Westfield, if I can switch. Yep, Westfield. And basically I've got about an hour and 15 minutes to kill, and I have no idea how I'm going to do that. But I'm sure I'll find a way. Right, so I'm still on my phone, and I'm at the venue. Just waiting for the gates to open. There's the West Ham badge. I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Yeah, pretty cool place so far. Can't wait to get in and rock and roll. Right, that's the gig done, and I gotta say, it is mental out here. Just take a look. So many people. It goes all the way back there as well. Mental. Bottom line, I missed the last train to my home, so I've had to ask my mum to come all this way from where I live down to London. 60-mile drive at night. It just sucks, honestly, because basically what happened was, you guys saw the massive amount of people there was. There were basically just way too many people, and it was basically already too late for me to actually catch the train anyway. So yeah, I'm currently in Westfield at the moment, just charging up my phone so I can stay in contact with my family, and yeah, I will see you guys when I see you. Right, good news is I was actually able to get a lift from my mum. She did eventually come down, and it's pretty much like, you know, it's about 4:15 in the morning.